everyone. Welcome to Living Empowered, where we help women live inspired lives. Today, I'm so excited to have one of my favorite ladies of the city, Mayor Farrah Khan, is joining us today. Welcome, Mayor. Thank you so much for taking the time. Honored and privileged to have you, for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you. It's great to be here.
I know our audience is going to love your story. I don't want to tell. Well, yes, I do. You're amazing. I've heard we've met a number of times. I've heard you speak a bunch of times. Always very good. And you have the esteemed account of being the first woman mayor of Irvine, and the first
woman of color. So not the first woman.
Okay, so first woman of color, maybe. Okay, either way, I'm so proud of you. Like I said, you're one of my favorite people to listen to speak. I love all the work that you do. Okay, so becoming the first woman of color mayor, you're going to have a good background story. There's a lot of things you had to hurdle and come over. So let's just talk about your journey. How or when did you decide you wanted to be mayor? Kind of back us up a little bit and share your story with us.
Oh, gosh. I never thought I would be in politics. I come from a biotech background. So I was regulatory affairs manager for a biotech company. My husband wanted to start his business. And so he wanted to start it in Southern California. So we moved from Northern to Southern. So then delved into small business with him. And then, ventured into nonprofit, was an executive director for a nonprofit for a while. And really, it wasn't until around 2014, because of my nonprofit work, I was involved in politics, especially local politics, coming to city council meetings, speaking during those 3 minutes of public comments. And I always share with people, I know that feeling because I used to work for a whole week and writing my 3-minute comment, practicing it, then showing up and having the courage to stand in front of everyone and speak. And it's nerve-wracking. But then, I would see faces that just, weren't interested. No one ever reached out to me or asked about the issues I was bringing up. And so I started volunteering my time on local campaigns, hoping to elect good people to office. But, in one of these conversations we were having, I was talking about the need for, more women, more diversity in leadership roles. Mm-hmm. And at the time, it was a candidate's husband responded with, people like you with your names are unelectable. And I was like, wow, that's 2014.
Yeah, that's way behind the times.
And no one else said anything. Everyone kind of didn't respond. And so I didn't even know what to say. But as I'm driving home, I'm like, wait a minute, what just happened here? And so, I get home and I'm getting a little more angrier, and I'm talking to my husband, I'm talking to my sisters, and they're like, oh gosh, I know what you're going to do. And I'm like, I'm going to run for office.
I'm going to show him that he's wrong. Good challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Right?
So in 2016 is when the first time I ran for city council. Mm-hmm. I didn't win that year, but I came in 4th out of 11 candidates. Okay. And I had some really supportive folks in the city that were like, oh my gosh, you did amazing. You've got to do it again. And so I did run in 2018 again and came in 1st out of 12 candidates. Then came 2020. We're dealing with the pandemic, with social injustice issues. Yeah. And at that time, our mayor just was on the wrong side of things. And so I challenged her and became mayor in 2020 and then re-elected in 2022. So here I am.
And here you are after all. It's super. I did not know that story, but it's funny how a lot of times in life it comes from somebody saying, hey, you're not good enough for that, or you can't do that. I started mine the same way. It's like, no, you need to be over here. And I thought, no, I'm better than that. I'm going to be here. I'm going to do something bigger, something better, more impactful. Just, I don't care what you have to say. A challenge accepted. Same thing.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Okay. My son says that. He's like, I know better than to challenge you, Dad. Because that turns up your competitive juices, but you did it for all the right reasons. And since then, the support for you around town is amazing. And the things that you do, that is fantastic. So what gave you the most strength and courage to do that? Besides the fire within and the challenge, where does that strength and courage come from for you?
I think it comes from people that are closest to you, right? So your family support is very important. there's no way I could do the job that I'm doing without their support. Then of course, my close friends, and then the networks that I have. Just having people that believe in you makes a huge difference,
Yeah.
and it really helps you overcome a lot of the challenges that you face on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm. Do you still get a lot of pushback? Because do you have to fight harder because you're a female mayor still?
Oh, absolutely. Oh my gosh. When I first got elected, I had people coming in the council meetings telling me to rely on my male council members because, they knew better. And I was like, I think I got this,
Right. The good old boy network thing isn't that. It's just because they know each other. Those guys, I've been in corporate before, and just being who I am, I'm like, those guys aren't that smart. There's people that are smarter. I've had female bosses that were intelligent. One of my favorite instructors of my MBA program was the female marketing instructor. Started her own business. She was really smart. And then I look up to and respect these people, not as a gender, but because of what they bring.
Right.
So people still stuck in the gender role. They need to move on. It's the people and what they bring to the table these days is amazing. In my empowered women's fitness company, my board, with the exception of me at this point, is female, and it's amazing ladies who all bring something different, but they're intelligent, they're passionate, they bring a lot to the table, a different perspective, and it's the same in corporations now. It's you need to have all of that.
I mean, it's so important to go beyond, the genders and just know the person that's capable. And especially like in politics, when you're elected by the majority of the people. Right. So they think you can do the job. I don't need, a few small group of people telling me I can't. So again, it's important to value the person that you bring forward, especially if they're women, because they need the support.
Sure, for sure. What kind of tips and things do you give when you speak to well, let's go with young women first. If you speak to young women groups, what do you share with them to help them get out of that old social stigma of the past and rise up and be better? What do you tell them?
I mean, it's really, the confidence is so important, to believe in yourself. And one of the things that I always share with them is be flexible. Like for me, I was very rigid in my career in the biotech industry. And then when we moved out here, I was like, oh my gosh, no one's really hiring. I don't know what to do. All right, I'll do the business side of it. And I really enjoyed the business side of things. Really got into it and got involved. And then even when I shifted from that to nonprofit, it was a whole other world. So I always tell people to be flexible. Sometimes we're too rigid and it harms us. For me, I never thought that I would change from biotech to politics and have all these other opportunities in between. And sometimes I struggled with them, but I think the struggle was holding me back. But the more I got involved and the more I let myself be in the situation that I was in, I intended to do better. And so it's having that trust in yourself, that belief in yourself, that no matter what comes your way, you're going to be able to handle it and you're going to be able to thrive in it, as long as you have that mindset.
It's so much about the mindset. I have a nonprofit as well, and I teach the kids that. I'm blessed to do a lot of things, and one of them is mentoring and leadership in these high school kids. And a lot of it's the same thing is teaching them the different mindsets. It doesn't matter what other people thought. It's you now, and watching these kids blossom. I usually get to see them for a few months at a time or throughout the year, and watching them blossom and coming out of that. Isn't that amazing? You get to see them and they turn into different people. You're like, yes, I knew that was in there. It's so much fun to see.
I love talking to our youth because, they're so set on, I need to be going to this college and I need to take this class and I need to do this. And I'm like, you know what? If you get in, great. If you don't get in, it's not the end of the world. Yeah. You know what? If you don't make the straight A's, it's not the end of the world. There's so much this world has to offer. Don't limit yourself.
That's a great little segment right there. Limit. It's a lot of it's comes from parents. We're parents, and it comes from us. You've got to teach the kids to open up without being so strict. This world is a different world. It's way different than I always tell my son. This is how it was when I was there. Here's how it is now. The year that I get there. No, they don't. He sometimes looks at me like, really? I'm like, Yes, this is a record, son. You don't have those anymore. Fun
Right.
stuff, but still the same. That's that same thing. Where you don't have to be perfect. There's so much more, and then they do get stuck on with the door closes. They're just destroyed. I mean, that door closing means that wasn't right for you.
Right.
The next door opening for you may be the most best thing that's ever happened to you. We've all been there. Yeah, you didn't get a job once. I was really disappointed, and I was so glad because 6 months later, the piece that opened blossomed a whole new career. I was corporate automotive, Land Rover Jaguar, but it pushed me to a different track that was so much better. And initially I was disappointed because I didn't get what I thought I wanted and I needed. So yeah, these kids, I just like you didn't get this, but keep your eyes open, keep your attitude good. It's coming. The next thing, just start looking for it. Start looking for it and welcoming it. It's a different thing. They go, oh, really? Yeah, it's a different energy.
It's so important to be able to do that, because the last thing you want is anyone to limit themselves of their opportunities.
Yes. Are there people in your office? Some of the young gals in your office, are they aspiring to be? Are they working there? Are they aspiring to be mayor someday?
I think I've got one or two that might be inspiring to be in this role, which is so exciting.
Yeah.
Because they came straight out of college and wanted to work in the office, and have been learning so much, policy wise, community relations wise, and just just being in the deep of it. And sometimes we have conversations on like, what do you want to do next? And a couple of them have been like, oh, I might want to run for office one day. And I'm like, I love it.
Yeah. And if you don't, that's okay too.
That's okay too. Exactly.
Just keep learning. I tell these kids, I said, learn everything you can. If you get in a company and you start at the bottom, that's great. Learn everybody's job along the way, because that puts you in position to be the top of the house.
Exactly.
You learn, and don't look down on anything. Just learn it and do your best at everything. They got the same thing, like, but I'm just this. My favorite story is I had a gal that was a receptionist. I ran a commercial finance office, automotive. And she said, we were having a conversation, and she says, young gal, she says, I'm just the receptionist. I went, whoa, you're not just anything, but you as a receptionist, you are our first point of contact. You are the perception of our clients. If your energy is good, your demeanor is good, you help them, you're cheery, then they automatically think, hey, this is a good company. If you're anything but those, they think elsewhere. They think negative, things can go wrong. I said, you are first point of contact. She's like, oh, she went away with just a whole different brightened that job performance got better just because she had a different perspective.
Oh, absolutely. That's so funny you mentioned that, because just last week we had a group of third graders that came to City Hall, and they got a tour, had some Q&A, and they're like, if you're the boss of the city, who's your boss? And I pointed to my scheduler and I said, she's my boss, because she handles my schedule. She tells me where I need to be, where I can't be, when I need to be there. So literally, she's my boss. And they were like, wait, what? And you could just see the smile on her face. She was like, wait a minute, the mayor just said I'm her boss.
Yeah. Yeah. In front of all these people too.
Yeah.
And that makes you a great leader to not have, because like I said, we've interacted enough that I've seen you speak, I've seen you in conversation, that you're not an egotistical person like many of those people are. No, and that takes a great leader to these kids. It's not about ego and things. It's about bringing up the people around you. Bring them up to be better. That makes you that much more powerful. That's empowering people. Empowering people is, I had an old boss like that. He never took credit. He could have. He was a VP level guy, big corporation. He could have said, yeah, I did all this. He always said, no, that's my team. My team took care of me. My team took care of this. It was always that with this guy, which made people want to be better around him and just do better. And everywhere. So I remember that. So as I lead people and companies, I think the same thing is educate them, lead them, make them better. I was telling them, be better. They tell my son, be better than me at everything. It's not ego. They be better than me at everything. Just be a better person too. And it just seems to lift everybody up. So I love that about like how you go about those things too. I can see that in how you interact, just watching how you interact with the people and things, because I've seen other political representatives and things, not the same. So kudos to you for that.
It's people forget that the job is really a public servant.
Yeah.
So you are serving the public. And then for me, that's like the core of everything that I do.
Yeah. And that shows. So again, kudos to you. It shows through. that makes you not popular in the sense of a popularity contest, but the people's person. That makes you a people's person and the people's leader. And that's such a key factor for that. You gave a really great, I don't want to say speech, a great talk at the She Makes History.
Oh yeah.
Event. Do you remember what you said?
I was talking about the women's right to vote amendment, and how many times when we're working towards achieving something, we tend to be in this bubble of what's going to affect us, not realizing that there are other people that need to be brought in the fold.
Yes.
And I said that because that amendment gave women the right to vote, but it gave a limited number of women the right to vote. It didn't give Black women, women of color, Native American women the right to vote. And they had to achieve that later on. And so we always have to think as we're moving along, if there's something that we're fighting for, are we being inclusive enough to see who else might benefit from it and bring them in?
Yeah, it's all empowering. It's, like I said, by skipping somebody, by eliminating somebody, ignoring somebody, you're missing such great people.
Oh yeah.
Like I love my client base because it's so diverse. And I learn from them. As I get older, I like to learn more about other cultures. So I'm always asking them, so what do you do for this holiday? Or what do you, it's just fun conversations in it. And I learn more about these people too. These ladies are attorneys. They're high ranking in their companies. They're amazing architects. It's like, I've talked about it before. The housewife thing or the stay-at-home mom is such an old label. It doesn't exist, because if you're staying at home, you're not at home.
You're working hard.
You're doing about 16 other things. If my wife is not at work, she's at home, but she's not really. It's because she could hear, she's there, and she's here, and she's there. There's no day off. There's no day off for you guys. There never really was. So it's such a silly, outdated label. I would say that. Please don't ever say that. I tell the people that don't use that label, because it isn't. It isn't. It's too low for you guys, because you guys are amazing. You also said one other thing about not doing something once, but doing it repeat. Do you remember that part?
Not doing something once.
Making change.
The chain reaction, right? It's making sure that as we're progressing, that we're creating that path forward, that it makes things easier for the person coming behind us.
Yeah.
And so it's not, it's not like, oh, here I am, I've made it this far, great. Yeah. But you got to look back and you got to see who else can you bring up, or who else can you move along and help along the journey, because then really you're creating that chain reaction that's necessary for people to succeed and for people to get the support that they need. Otherwise, you're in your lonely bubble.
You're in a lonely bubble. Yes, I didn't mean to put you on the spot with your remembering your speech. It's amazing that I remembered it, so it was that good. I was listening.
I love that.
Because you said one other thing too, because you talked about making change, but we were at an event where everybody's excited and pumped up, and you're doing something that day. But your comment was perfect, and what we all is change doesn't happen in a day. Yeah. It's an ongoing. It's a day after day after day. It's a battle. Some days it's a victory. Some days, but it doesn't happen in a day.
It doesn't.
So just gotta keep fighting the battle for the change.
It's a continuous effort, and you got to continue moving forward and bringing people along, and then celebrate the victories.
Yes. That's my coaches say that to me all the time. They're like, you got to celebrate every little victory. So I pass up even the little ones, because we get, as a society, we think that if it's not a big victory, it doesn't count, which is not true. Some people waking up in the morning and hitting the floor, that's your first victory.
Yeah.
It can be as silly as that sounds. For some people it is. And then people, when meet with their training, or sometimes they think, I didn't want to be here. I thought of 10 excuses to not show up. I said, but you're here because you only needed one to make you show up. So it's that one that got you here. So it's the never giving up in that. So that's perfect. So what are a couple of top tips that you would give to our ladies out there? Keep inspired, get out of their fear zone to be who they are, to really blossom. Because so many are in fear. I can't do this. I don't have the self-confidence. I don't know. What if my husband says this? What's your top tips to kind of help them weed through some of that?
I think one of the biggest is like when someone tells me they're an introvert, and I'm like, look, I'm an introvert. I never wanted to be in the forefront of anything. I was the type of person that loved sitting in the back of the class or, the back of the auditorium.
Yeah, I'm laughing with you on that one. Yeah.
And but you learn, right? So it's you don't doubt yourself, but don't also stop yourself from acquiring a new I don't know, a new opportunity. For me, like public speaking didn't come naturally. I had to learn it.
Yeah.
And so be open to learning, be open to having, the failures that make you better. Don't let those failures set you back, but let them be that support that kind of, pushes you forward. Like, all right, I tried it once, it didn't work out. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to try it again, and just keep improving yourself, because again, it comes back to who you are and how you feel inside and out. Are you taking care of yourself? And a lot of that taking care also includes making improvements to yourself. Are you learning something new? Are you trying out something new? And it's okay if you fail. It's okay. And then I think that's one of the biggest things that I keep hearing from people is, I'm afraid of failure. But there's nothing to fear there. Because after, when you fail, then you just basically turn another way and you move forward. There's nothing there to stop you. So it's be in a constant state of improving yourself. Be around people that are good for you. If you're in a circle that's full of negativity, just get out of there. That's one of the worst things that you can do to yourself is be in a place where your atmosphere is negative. The people talking are negative. Find that tribe of yours that's going to pump you up and lift you up, and know that you're going to have failures, and they're going to be right there with you, saying, you know what, let's try something new now.
Exactly. And then the trying something new really it's an education. So it's what I'm teaching them, say it's only a failure when you quit.
Exactly.
You quit, it's a failure. If you tried something and that didn't work and you tried again, you haven't quit and you haven't failed.
You're in progress. You're making progress. Yeah.
It's like Thomas Edison, one of my favorite quotes is something to the effect of, he didn't fail 2,000 times to make the light bulb. He just reinvented it 2,000 times till he got it right. Yes. But he never quit. Look at all those people in life that just never stopped. And most of them, I was reading something this morning, they say you never stop. There's really not for the people that are really truly successful and passionate and purposeful in life, you really don't stop. It's you just you get better, you learn more, you're like, whoop, that didn't work. What did you learn from that? As long as you learn something, it's not a failure.
Exactly.
It's now an education. Yeah. So we're so on the same page.
I love it.
Oh, me too. So what's on tap for you? Tell us what's on tap for you. You're gonna mayor for a little bit, and then
so I'm ending my second term as mayor. So end of December 2024, I end, and we're only allowed 2 terms.
Okay.
And so I'm actually running for Orange County Board of Supervisor. Okay. And that's in District 3, which covers Irvine and 6 other surrounding cities. And so really looking forward to kind of taking the work I've done here as a mayor, working with our state legislation, making sure we had funding coming down, but it comes down and goes to the county before it comes to us. So being there where you see the work that you've done and the funds that are coming and putting those funds into use to help us fight a lot of the issues that the county is being faced with, homelessness, mental health, drug addiction, housing. All of these are very important issues that we need to really focus on and work on if we're going to improve our county and make it better for everyone.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, and so we need someone like you doing exactly that. I want to take a totally different direction. You got a few more minutes still?
Yes.
What do you do to take care of yourself? Little health and wellness section here. So what does the mayor do to take care of herself?
Okay, so I'm going to be truly honest, and you guys are going to laugh. I don't have a lot of time to go out and do things for myself.
Mhm.
So one of the easiest things for me to do that makes me really happy
Yep.
is when I'm on my couch with my kids watching a good movie. And that's how
Okay.
I just relax. It's my happy space. And it
Okay.
really makes me feel good because family is so important to me. And
Yes.
as I'm running around, day in and day out and on the weekends, a little bit of time just being surrounded by family, surrounded by love,
Mhm.
really recharges me and makes me feel good. But I've also been pushed by a few amazing women to go kayaking with them in the
Oh,
Newport Bay. So
yep.
it'll be my first time trying that out.
Okay.
And so they were like, you got to go out into the outdoors. You got to do this. Come with us. It'll be fun. So we'll see how it is. Maybe that'll be our second segment.
The next segment, all of the mayor and kayaking. Well, I tell you what, kayak, I've done it. It's a lot of fun in the bay. Hopefully the seals are out because the seals sit on the back of the boats. You can just go over right by the seals. How look at
Oh,
that.
very nice.
And if it's your first, okay, I'm going to give you a kayak tip. If it's your first go
Yes.
around, get a tandem boat. Be in a boat with somebody else.
Oh,
Because if
yes.
you're
That's
not,
what, yes.
do that. Because if you're not working out and you haven't been training, you're going to get tired quickly, and then you're going to be out there thinking, "Oh my gosh, I have to get back now." And usually
Yes.
the current is going the other way. You're like, "Oh no, I don't want to need to get rescued." So be in a boat with somebody strong. Let them do the work for you on the first go around. Be there with
Very
them.
good.
Once you get used to it, it is a super energizing thing. It's ocean water. You're out in the breeze. I love doing everything outside. We train here outside. People just love it. It's a different atmosphere. It's a different vibe. It's an energizing thing. So you will really enjoy that.
Awesome.
So yeah, we'll
Looking
have to
forward to
follow
it.
up with that. I totally agree on the family piece. We do that too. We did that this weekend. Actually, we got a movie. Everybody plopped on the couch and decompressed because
Yeah.
I'm not the mayor, but I'm just got my wife says, "Do you ever sit down? Can you sit down?" Like, yes, I'll sit down.
Yeah.
And it's a struggle, but you got to sit, decompress. That is healthy, and that's a de-stressor. And if that is your happy place, then you got to go there because as much as you can, especially, well, the kids too, because you blink. I've had friends that they work, and you blink 3 times, and now your kids that kid's in high school. You're like, oh, I just missed all of the other stuff.
Yeah.
Because too much work, too much whatever. So taking that little bit of family time, or we like to do cards and games and stuff too, which is, it's a little competitive at my house, but it's a lot of fun. It's fun. And then the friends come over. So yeah, it's that same family, and it's definitely energizing and recharging because you can get out of your own, it's like you said, your bubble, you get out of that bubble.
Right.
And that is definitely health and wellness. That's emotional health. That's mental health. Actually, it's physical health too, because it helps you decompress the stress. So
true.
You do get all 3 of those there. Oh, perfect for you. Well done. Mayor, I'm gonna thank you again so much for taking the time. I know how busy you are. And I truly do love being at the events with you and hearing you speak. You are definitely one of my favorite people in the city. I'm not just saying that. No, you really are. Like the fact that I remembered what you said from the speech.
Yes, I love that.
Because I'm usually like, what did that person say? But I remember it because it's alignment. It's really good. So again, I appreciate you. I know my audience appreciates you. For everybody that's still watching, hang on. We're going to go. I do a segment usually after this. It's cooking with the coach. So I go into my kitchen for little segments because it's quick, efficient, tasty recipes. Because again, we're all super busy. So, we need to have those quick, easy, healthy recipes. So that's what I do next. So everybody else is still watching. We're going to head there. And Mayor, again, thank you so much. We wish you all the best success in the future. And hopefully we can do this again down the road sometime.
Would love to. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care. Hey everyone, welcome back to Cooking with Coach. We are here with my empowered friend Janet. She is part of our Empowered Ladies group, works out here all the time. Hey, there's our oven telling us, hey, let's do something. So today we're gonna continue bringing you super easy, super tasty recipes for the whole family. Now, we didn't go fully healthy with this one. We went super tasty, but hey, tasty and healthy, those should still go together. No matter what you're making, it should still taste good. So we're gonna make lazy lasagna, because you know lasagna, it's like layer stuff, takes forever. But if your family loves a good treat, you don't have time. Again, we're going for that convenience. So what I've done is I had a few minutes. So what I got going is I got some sweet Italian sausages going. I've got some I went lean ground beef here. We could go, what did you say?
Some turkey.
Turkey, yep. Turkey, ground turkey, also good. Again, still watch your leanness on these. I went 90-10, which is 10% is pretty lean because this is like top ground chuck, sirloin, something. I went lean that way and super tasty. We're going to start while this is heating up. Let me tell you your first tip of the day. We were talking about seasoning and salting, and you do or do not salt?
I do not salt any of my food.
Excellent.
While cooking.
What we find these days, there's heart disease is massively on the rise, predominantly for women. For CDC will confirm that. That's one of our big things to focus on. It comes from not only the nutrition stuff, but the stress and everything else added to your lives of running. So we care for the caretakers. You guys are running everybody else's lives. So that happens. But part of it is also the food that we eat. If you're out eating a lot of processed food, restaurant food, that stuff, you don't know what's in it. A lot of that stuff has a lot of sodium because they want it to make you think like, oh my God, this is amazing. Sodium does that. So what we're going to do, let me show you how to salt stuff. I'm just going for just a basic seasoned salt. Here's a big trick. Most people take this thing and they go and they dump it out. You have to make the noise. That's part of it. Yeah, exactly. Okay. That, right. But they dump it out and they guess how much salt you have. You have no control. The way to do the salt, put some in your hand. So I have that much in my hand. I know how much I'm putting in here. I pinch it and I sprinkle it on. This is how we make this. Now I know exactly how much is going here. There's no guesswork here. So I have maybe a half a teaspoon in here.
Or less.
Not even a half teaspoon, about a quarter teaspoon. But I know exactly how much is in. I'm not using the shaker. I'm using my hand with the pinch method. And that's the good way to go. So this, and again, I did this ahead of time. If you know you're going to make this, make it easy on yourself. Pre-cook it. I had 10 minutes between groups this morning. Threw the ground beef on. It doesn't take long to cook. We're just going to reheat this because we're going to drop it in the easy lasagna in just a second. So that is good to go. Our sausages, same thing. While I was cooking one, I cooked the other one. Again, I went with the sweet Italian sausage. You can go turkey sausage. Again, just try to watch turkey sausage.
I do turkey.
Turkey. I usually do this when I was shopping when I was hungry. Not a good time.
Not a good time to shop when you're hungry.
Never a good time for sure. But these are going to be good to go. We're going to take these off. I think these are also good. So it took me about 10 minutes to make the meat. That's it. You can do that. Set it aside at any time. You put it in the fridge. And when it's time to prepare your dish, you get everything out. So here's what we're looking at to make this dish. Here comes the super easy part. You want to start it?
Sure.
Okay, we're going to lay down. You just pick your sauce. Again, you're going to lay down a layer of sauce. Again, this is all to your individual taste.
Just layer the bottom.
Exactly. Perfect. Just happens to be that much left. Nice. And again, this isn't, get it out in every last drop of goodness.
My boys are going to need that. They like this sauce.
Excellent. Good. Now, we usually go light sauce around here. Just it bothers me to have too much sauce. If you've got sauce eaters, the acidicness bugs me. Yeah. If you have sauce eater, though, go for the sauce. We actually went with Italian sausage and garlic sauce. There's, again, a nice flavor. If you have the mushroom sauce, a veggie sauce, whatever you like, that's what you go with. Again, they're not rocket science. You go with what you like. Okay, we're going to take there comes the easy lasagna part. These are just cheese raviolis.
I never thought of using these.
Right.
And a layer. And a lasagna.
And layer of lasagna. What's lasagna? Pasta cheese.
Yes.
Pasta cheese. There we go, right? So I'm going to let you do the layer.
So you just want to just take one each and put a layer?
Just lay it right across.
Oh.
There we go. We're going to cover the bottom.
Easy.
Now we're going to make lazy, easy lasagna. Now we're going to add a little bit more fun to ours as we go. Like I said, so Janet's working on this part. That's it. And again, you can make
I
as
can
many
teach
layers
my
as
kids
you
how
want.
to make this.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to do the same.
Okay.
There it is. Super simple layer.
Yes.
Okay, let's move this out because we know that's going to be right in the way. We already
Mhm.
learned that. So now I got the mozzarella cheese, and then I got an Italian blend. Again, going for
Okay.
the extra flavor. That's got the
Mhm.
Asiago, some provolone, some other things in it. So just grab a handful of that. And since I know Jenna
And
just washed her
layer.
hand, we're good with the hands. Yeah, just throw it on the top. Cover it nice because you want it to be nice and good and cheesy. Now,
Yes.
cheeses, as cheeses go, here's your cheese lesson. Mozzarella is one of the easier digestible cheeses of the
Interesting.
group. Yeah, it's a soft, easily digestible cheese. So if you have a lactose issue or have trouble digesting, that's going to be better for you than some other ones, like some of the sharper ones. And it's also good pizza cheese. Who doesn't love that?
Yeah, I use
Now,
that.
while we have plenty of time, look at us. We're going to crank through this thing in no time at all. Excellent. Again, you can add, now this is a good spot to add whatever else you want. So what else would
Like
you
a
add?
layer of meat you're talking about? Or
We could go meat. What else would you do?
I'd probably chop up the sausages and put a layer of sausage and some ground. I'm a turkey person, but
Okay.
you're all about beef. But hey,
Oddly enough,
yeah,
I'm typically going to lean towards the turkey.
yeah.
Again, the digestibility, the cleanliness.
Or less fat ground beef, which is good.
Sure. If I'm going to go ground beef, I'm definitely going to go lean. So
Mhm.
let's do exactly what you're talking about. Let's take a couple of these sausage links. Let's not drop them on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
See, that makes for a good cooking show. Dropping things on the floor. Wouldn't have to
Well,
dog
give a
anymore.
dog, it'll pick it up.
I know, right? All right. Ooh, these are still nice and warm. So we'll
Yeah.
you chop them in pieces.
Yeah.
Now you can do two things with this. You can chop them in slices and lay them across the top, kind of like she just did with the raviolis.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Oh, wait till
Yeah.
I don't want you to cut my finger.
Oh no,
Sorry.
no, let's not do that. That makes for good television as well. That's now we switch to a medical show.
Oh,
If this
wouldn't
happens,
be in that show.
no, we don't want to be on that show. Okay, and then because you don't eat this at all, you do.
I do.
Okay, there's one for you because you're the chef. It's like when we're grilling, you get the bite for the chef.
Yeah,
oh, you're not
I
taking the
like-
chef
I
bite. There you go. You gotta have the chef's bite.
Mm.
Oh, sweet.
Love
Like I
Italian
said,
sausage.
we went with sweet Italian on this one. Again, I did watch for the leaner cut, so it's not too bad.
Mhm.
Again,
It
But I
always
like-
gives the sweetness also gives a good flavor.
it does. We're going for flavor. Again, I keep
Yeah.
referring to Guy Fieri because hopefully he's going to call me one day and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
stop saying Flavor Town." That's my line. So I give him credit.
Okay, so
Props to the
2
guy.
sausages in here.
There we go. 2 sausages on that
And one for
layer.
me.
Okay, and
Okay.
what for you, the chef? Okay, let's go. Let's throw
Another
down
layer,
some more
right?
sauce. Yeah,
I'm gonna wash my hands just because
great idea.
you know
Yeah, keep it clean.
gotta keep it clean.
Gotta keep it clean. I'm gonna sneak in there because I just used my fingers. I'm gonna do it again.
All right.
You want to put some ground beef on this too? Double layer.
Yeah, let's do some
I
ground
think we're
beef.
probably given this size pan.
Yeah.
We're probably just gonna go one more layer.
So this
of
feeds
pasta.
probably 3 to 4.
3 to 4 people.
Yeah.
Your kids
servings.
are athletes.
Well, I mean,
So-
I would normally do the 9 by 10, 9
Okay.
by 11 pan for lasagna.
Okay, sure.
But this is a good meal.
Yeah, it depends on how many people you have that you're
Mhm.
serving. Also, well, that you know what that brings up a great point. Another topic for today. Now, Janet's way would be a little bit more turkey, so a little less caloric,
Yes.
a little less fattier, etc. Now, if you're eating it, you can eat it full fat. Now, the point with the full fat is
Portions.
portions. There it is. It's
Knew it.
portions. You knew that was
Mhm.
coming. It's portion size. So don't eat the same size. Your goal is, okay, we can cut this in quarters. Everybody gets a quarter. Don't do that. Have some, and then that's you want to add some roasted vegetables. We can do that
To
next
the
time.
side.
Yeah, you get some really nice roasted vegetables. I'm going to
Mhm.
learn how to make those. Not little cabbages, the Brussels sprouts. Thank you.
Oh, Brussels
Just
sprouts.
Brussels-
Yes,
I-
roast them.
Yes, I've had those a
Roasted
couple
Brussels
of
sprouts
times.
are great.
That's got to
You
be
mean
one of
not garlic bread? With butter and
that's where I stop because that goes wrong for me. So no garlic butter, no, but or a salad. Go to salad. So
Yeah,
you're always going to
salad's good.
fill up and then start with those things first. So you got some salad in there already, some
Mhm.
veggies in there. Then start eating your pasta. You're going to eat less of it.
You're right.
Simple as that. You will eat less of it, and don't eat till you're full. Have a serving, and then learn how to walk away.
Mhm.
Because either not just maintain your weight, but maintain your health is about balance. And you want to have X number of calories output,
Mhm.
X about the same calories input for an even. If you're actually trying to lose weight, like our Fit and Fab program, you want to make that gap. But you can still
Correct.
eat this. You want losing weight, say, "Oh, I can't have the coach. I'm losing weight." can have this.
Just portion it wise.
Absolutely, you can. You know
So we're gonna layer next.
Yes. Exactly.
Right.
Yep. Just checking our time. Yep. So we're gonna layer again. You got
Okay.
that, or you I hope
Oh,
you
I
got
got
that.
it.
I hope you got that. You're my empowered.
I come Monday, Wednesdays.
She trains with us
Monday,
in our women's
Wednesday
group. Janet is the cheerleader of the group, full of energy, no matter what.
Motivator.
Just show up. You are the motivator. You are
A lot of
just when you're
fun.
not here. We always have fun. Training should be fun. It shouldn't be a chore. Some days it's a chore to get there. I get it. I live in the middle of it. It's
That
a
is
chore.
half the
And
battle.
It is. It's showing up.
Spatula.
Yes, ma'am. There's yours.
Are we doing cheese
Look at
now?
that. Oh, well, you know we're doing cheese again.
That's
I'm a cheese
right.
guy. I love the cheese. Let's add a little bit of flavor to this, a
There
little
you go.
extra. Now we've got the super fresh basil leaves. So we're just going to put a little bits of pieces in here.
I love basil.
Yes. Oh,
Smells good.
smells so good.
I
Yep.
grow this on my side yard.
Oh, do
Basil
you?
and mint.
Oh, excellent.
Because it's expensive at the store. These little packets.
Yes, you're right. It is. I used to grow this. I had a rabbit that ran in my yard wild, and that was his favorite thing. I had to put the mint leaves up because that was his favorite little treat. But I couldn't grow it fast enough to keep him happy.
Yeah, you gotta have like one of those beds that are a little bit higher for just herbs.
You don't get the critters to come in and eat them.
Yeah.
They don't bug you. Nice.
No, because it's high, so
Okay,
they'd have to.
Perfect.
Ooh,
How
I
about
can
that? Is that
smell
good?
it. It's
Oh, does
really
it smell good?
Mm-hmm.
It smells great. This is starting to shape up really nice. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Cheese
Now we
lady,
come with
let's
the
do it.
cheese.
Heck yeah. So a nice,
Who
good
loves
blobby
good
cheese. We're getting
cheese?
near the top here. So we're probably going to leave this at the second layer. We did 2 layers, but usually a full family pack of frozen raviolis is enough. So really this is cost effective as well. So you get the big bags of cheese,
Mhm.
big bag of raviolis. Again, however you want to do your meat is up to you. And then
Turkey.
turkeys.
The beef is really good.
And then
And
again,
you got
we
the
should-
lean beef.
Yep. We got the lean
So-
beef. We got, so you got, that's the fancy cheese. All right, that's our
Aussie. And we
Asiago.
got the
And
mozzarella.
looks like I did it last time. We're going to put that there because I have a habit of putting things right in front of the board. Oh, this looks nice. Okay, again, this is really easy. So what you do is get this started, set your oven, 350. Now, it depends on how large your casserole is, of course, depending on what you're going to do here.
Good.
We're all cheesed up and ready to go.
Yeah.
Let's
Looks
top
good.
this with some fresh grated Parmesan because why not, right?
Yes.
Oh, it smell good too?
Oh yeah.
You know, stick
Yeah,
around long
so-
enough to eat with us. Come head this direction. This house is smelling good.
It is.
And then now what we're also fortunate to have is enough for leftovers, or I know we're having some family in town. Okay, so what do we do? Everybody's working. We don't have time. We don't want to go buy a big expensive spread catered somewhere. What can be good and homemade? Simple, simple, simple. This is it.
It's
So
good.
how's it look? Good?
Looks great.
That's it.
I would be making 9 by 10, but this looks really good portion.
You've got some big
Yeah.
eaters. Again, for smaller families, or you can make a couple of these, whatever you've got coming up,
Mhm.
or you can make 1 or 2, make a big one and freeze it.
Now, do
It's
you
an
want to
easy
top it with
freeze.
more basil or?
What do you think?
I would.
Okay, then we will.
Basil is great.
Janet, the sous chef, has now taken over.
No,
She has taken over. She is now, again, this could be totally to your taste.
yes.
If you like the basil, you say, ooh, I don't like basil, coach, then don't eat the basil.
You could do half basil, half none,
Sure.
like
And
my kids always.
if you're like, oh, coach, I'm vegetarian, I don't want to put all that meat in. You know what's really good? It's like the colored zucchinis, the
You're
zucchini, squash. I would give it, I don't even think I would steam it. I think I'd put it in there just fresh,
chopped up,
just
yeah.
chop it up raw.
That's
I put
a
it in
great
small little
idea,
cubes.
actually.
Yeah, put it in cubes because that's going to give it a little bit more texture also.
Yeah.
A little more solid, a little more texture.
Uh-huh.
That's looking amazing right there.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Makes it look a little
And
presentable
it's
too.
pretty.
There you go.
Excellent. Okay, so we are looking. So here is our dish. Well, you can see that on the sides. That is looking good. Now we're going to cook this for about 30 to 40 minutes, 350, 400-ish, depending on your oven. Let's get some foil. So we put the foil over the top
And I'm
because
wondering if you could prepare this ahead of time and fridge it.
Yep.
And then pop in the oven right before dinner time.
absolutely,
Perfect.
absolutely.
That is the way to go.
See, there is your
Yes.
busy, hardworking mom
Yes.
with the way to do it. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
this food, everything that we've cooked on the show so far, you can do that with. 'Cause we've done
Yeah.
the chicken salad things, we've done Now we got this one. Gosh,
You
what
can
we
prep it in the
started?
morning.
Right, and that's what I did this
Go work,
morning.
come to Empowered and work out.
Right, can work out.
Right?
Yeah, because I actually, like I said, I did that this morning. The ravioli, I had everything out. I just dumped it in the bowls to prep for the show part, but it was still super easy. It took me 10 minutes to cook the meat, so that's ready. Had I just continued on and prepared it, it was done. Yeah, I thought
it looks like a lot of work.
it does, but it's gonna probably taste like there was a lot of work to it. It should be amazing, but we're gonna go pop this in the oven.
Nice.
And we're gonna drop it in here, and miraculously, as with any good cooking show, there's one that's done.
Yay.
So let's take a look at this thing. Funny, I cooked it this morning. It didn't take very long. This was actually cooking while we were training.
Smell it.
Ooh, that smells good. It was cooking while we were training this morning. Let me close this one up. Get that rolling. That's off and running. Okay. So, like I said, let's take a peek at that. It's just super hot right now. Okay.
Yeah.
It's nice and warm. Oh, so we have a little bit of sprinkled
I like
Parmesan.
The not toasted.
Yes, we got the crispy. We got a little bit of sauce, crispy mozzarella on the outside, and then we've got the best part coming up.
There you go.
We can eat this. So let's get us a couple plates here.
Dinner is done.
And it is lunchtime for me and Janet. All right. I would give you the honors.
Give me the honors.
Oh,
I think
I will take
since you did it.
All right. Let's see.
It looks great though.
Let's hope so. Well, those ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
Now this one, I didn't put the meat in. This one I kept the meat out. So this is the vegetarian option. Oh, it is crispy. Yeah, just this one I kept simple. This is more like the kid. I don't like the meat option.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good.
Hey, you can build this into their lunch.
You could, yes, you could. Mm-hmm. See, there you go. See, you're already the ideas. It's a lunch thing. Yeah. It's
or after school, you've got a pan full of it.
They come in, all the friends come over. Yes. Oh, what do you got to eat? Yeah. Oh, we have that to eat. I'm just gonna toss that right on here. Hopefully, we are all done with that. Mm-hmm. We need us a fork.
Oh,
fork, young lady. Let's bon appetit. Let's see if this thing is any good. I'm gonna think it's probably pretty decent tasting. Hope it's
cheese person.
You are a cheese person?
Yes.
No? It's my favorite part of this whole show.
That is really good. Even with no meat.
Simple.
Yes.
Taste that extra Parmesan on the top. Mm-hmm. Gives a little bit of a kick.
No basil, which is still has flavor to it though.
Yep, I kept this one super simple. Mm-hmm. So 2 reasons. One, I run out of time, and then the kid one. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they were
it's only really like how many ingredients then?
It's ravioli, sauce, cheese. 3
so
ingredients was on
that.
But
that's perfect.
Again, it takes you even less time because no meat browning. Mm-hmm. And now we have the full meal. Again, if you can get the kids to eat the vegetables and such.
Yeah.
If they need to eat something else, they can. But I like to balance everything with some sort of protein.
So this is just the ravioli in the bag.
This is ravioli out of the freezer section in the grocery store. Again, it's that simple.
This is awesome.
That's what we're going. We're going for convenient, cost-effective, time-saving, and delicious.
And yes, definitely tasty.
Everyone's going to eat it. That one's going to be really
good. And the
good.
only seasoning you put was that all seasonings.
That's all I put was a little bit of all seasoning on the meat. I put nothing else in here. Mm-hmm. This is all just because I use the Italian sausage garlic sauce.
Yeah,
give a little more flavor. Yeah. Again, if you can sneak in a little bit of vegetables on your kids, you can throw the veggie sauce in there, or not. It doesn't count for a whole. That crunchy is kind of crunchy, huh? Mm-hmm, it doesn't count it doesn't count for a vegetable serving, but anytime you can sneak something in on them, that's what I do. I sneak it in on them. Always get them. One more bite of this.
Yeah, I don't tell them it's turkey meat. Mm. You know,
they can't tell.
No,
it's in something like this.
Yes,
you can't tell. You just know that it's meat. They don't know it's turkey. Turkey is such a nice. I call it kind of like a benign meat because it adapts to. Or an adaptive meat because it adapts to whatever flavors are around it. Or ground beef and those other meats have
it does absorb the flavors.
Turkey absorbs what because if you don't season turkey or put it with something, it's really bland.
No, could you have just put the sausage right next, and you can just next to
You
it.
certainly could. Would you like one?
Yeah, sure.
Gina's like, I would like the sausage.
Get you
please.
some protein, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So there we go. So now there's an instant meat right there.
There you go.
Cheers. Bon appetit.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go.
Great.
That took us like no time at all.
Yeah.
We're done. We're gonna keep eating because this is really good.
Yeah, I am gonna
Then
keep
we'll probably go train again later, but not because we're eating, but just because we like to. But okay, thank you for joining me. I love having you in the kitchen. Thank you for your input and your ideas as always. So again, thank you to, I had a viewer send in, hey, I need something Italian. What can we do that's pretty quick? So we went this route with that. So keep the comments coming. Keep the questions coming. Please be sure to follow our Facebook, share it with your friends. We'll just keep growing our community, our empowered community. It's awesome.
Empowered community.
There it is. Yep. We are wearing Twinsy shirts right here. So thank you guys very much for watching. So until next time, keep living empowered.